All right, everybody. There's been a lot of hand wringing about this, so I just wanted to clear it up. Jimmy Ward playing nickelback is absolutely in the best interest of the 49ers right now. A lot of people are going out and saying that the team is making some kind of bad decision in this case, when in reality, they're just doing the best they can with the available pieces that they have. I will illustrate here if we take a look at the defensive back stats of the 49ers. But essentially, for the 49ers, and why don't we look at the depth chart first for this team right now at that defensive back position here? We can take a look at it. You can see cornerback one, Charvarius Ward. Cornerback two, Deommodore Lenoir. Cornerback three, or your nickelback, is Jimmy Ward. And then your safeties are Talanoa Hufanga and Tashaun Gipson Sr. Ambry Thomas, Samuel Womack, both of those guys are depth at the cornerback position, as is Dante Johnson, although I would say he might be more of depth at the safety position at this point. He's versatile, though, right? So he can do a little bit of everything. But Jason Verrett is waiting in the wings for the 49ers, and he will potentially make this entire situation with Jimmy Ward at nickelback and Charvarius Ward at the other cornerback spot. He'll potentially make it three really respected veterans playing the important coverage positions for the 49ers. But anyway, here are the metrics for the 49ers so far. Above the horizontal line, you have the corners. Below the horizontal line, you have the safeties. Blue is good, red is bad. As you can see, the safeties have been really good for the 49ers. Talanoa Hufanga, good catch percentage allowed. Tashaun Gipson, even better catch percentage allowed. Run defense, great. Gipson, really good. Hufanga, a little bit worse, but also good. They're all in the blue right here. 3 interceptions for Hufanga, 1 for Gipson. The one weakness with the safeties has been Hufanga's missed tackle rate. 13 missed tackles, 22.8%. Then you look at the corners. Obviously, you don't have Emmanuel Moseley anymore if you're the 49ers, but he was good, just like Charvarius Ward was good in coverage. The catch percentage for Ward, 57.9%. That's what you like to see. Mosley's a little bit lower. Ward has actually been the best run defending DB in all of football. That's safeties, cornerbacks, everything. 92.0 grade, no missed tackles on the season. Then you look at the fill-in for Emmanuel Moseley, Deommodore Lenoir. The catch percentage he's given up has been much higher than everybody else here, 82.1%. Run defense, great, okay. Missed tackle rate, not that great. But the pass coverage obviously is the outlier here. You look at all the other qualifying DBs for the 49ers, Lenoir has the worst marks. So anyway, how does this work? Well, Jimmy Ward slots into the Deommodore Lenoir nickelback spot when Lenoir slots into Emmanuel Moseley's cornerback spot, because you're obviously not going to have Jimmy Ward play outside cornerback. But when Jason Verrett comes back, and it is entirely possible that Jason Verrett comes back this week, then you'll have Verrett in that Moseley slot, and then you'll have the option of a Lenoir or Jimmy Ward in that nickelback slot. And Jimmy Ward is the 49ers' best available cover man. It's between him and Deommodore Lenoir. And you could also say Samuel Womack, and you could also say Ambry Thomas. But Jimmy Ward, to me, clearly is the 49ers' best cover man. I mean, just look at the tape. Put on the tape of him covering Cooper Kupp one-on-one in so many of the Rams games before this season. I think part of this issue is colored by the fact that Jimmy Ward has been playing with a broken hand. So he's had a cast and then a club or whatever on his hand. So obviously it's been harder to cover. But even then, he's still the 49ers' best cover man. You saw it in the second half of that game against the Rams, and he's probably only going to get better in that coverage situation. Is this the best thing for Jimmy Ward's contract year for him? No, and he's probably not all too happy with it. But even Jimmy Ward says, I'm just doing what's best for the team. And it's clear that he's the 49ers' best cover man. It's clear that their safeties are playing really well. One more time. Let's go back to this. You see the blue at the bottom. That's the 49ers safety position. You don't kick one of these safeties out for Jimmy Ward when Jimmy Ward can better address a coverage situation amongst one of your quarterbacks. So Jimmy Ward's own versatility is what has gotten him into this situation. And it's not the worst situation in the world, because versatility is going to be a selling point for him when he's a free agent this offseason. He probably would most rather be at his most natural position right now. But when you talk about a team sport, everybody tugging toward the same goal, it just doesn't make sense. And the numbers right here flesh that out. 49ers are okay at safety for the time being, so Jimmy Ward doesn't have to go there. He'll slot in at nickelback, and the 49ers will be better for it, especially once they get Jason Verrett back, because then you're going to be looking at this. you're going to be looking at that cornerback room of Jason Verrett, Jimmy Ward, and Charvarius Ward. And Ward squared in the cornerback room. Doesn't get any better than that. Here you see Jimmy, number one, already looking better with that hand. The broken hand no longer in a cast or a club at practice and actually using both hands to secure some of these footballs. I'd say Jimmy Ward's going to be 100% within just a couple weeks. And that is going to be great, great news for the 49ers. Anyway, I hope that answers your question about this Jimmy Ward situation. It really is what's best for the 49ers team. No conspiracies going around. It's unfortunate, that he's not probably fully thrilled with the role in his contract year, but sometimes you just have to fit the square peg in a round hole, make it work. And Jimmy Ward is the 49ers' best cover man. And that's just the way that it's going to have to be for the time being. All right, everybody take care. Like the video, sub to the channel. We'll talk to you soon.